Alright, we're back, of course, talking some Square Enix. We're talking Tokyo Game Show. Because within the last day or so, we received Square Enix's Tokyo Game Show lineup. And to be honest, the lineup is exactly what you expect. It's all the games that are already announced, and nothing that's major that we're looking forward to. The big releases or whatever, none of those are on the list. Because why would they be? That's kind of the reason I want to make this video, is because people have seen their lineup announced and are like, that's confirmation there's not going to be anything here, right? But the lineup that you're seeing is what they're doing at their booths, right? There is a little bit of a live stream schedule thing that they're going to be doing for particular games or whatever. But their lineup for what they have at the booths, for what you can go and play if you're at Tokyo Game Show, is not confirmation of what's going to be announced at the event. So right here's their lineup: Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD, Final Fantasy Tactics, Octopath Traveler 0, 7 Remake for obviously Switch and Xbox, The Adventures of Ellie at the Millennium Cells, Killer Instinct, Dragon Quest X Online, Final Fantasy XIV, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake for some reason, even though that game's been out for a while, Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy Trading Card Game. And right here is Square Enix's streaming schedule. Obviously, Tokyo Game Show is a multi-day event. These are the times and dates when they'll actually be a part of the live streaming. I'll come back to the list of games that I mentioned. That is what's at their booth at Tokyo Game Show. That's not saying that these are the only Square Enix games that can possibly be talked about over the course of the few days that Tokyo Game Show is happening, right? That is just showing what you can walk up to their booth and potentially look at or actually play. Again, Tokyo Game Show is a multi-day event, right? And there's I believe a 24-hour live stream essentially that's just kind of ongoing all the time from different, developers and publishers and all companies, whatever, right? So over the course of those handful of days, Square Enix could be kind of at anything in theory, right? Because of obviously the push for the multi-platform thing. I don't know in terms of Remake Part 3 if that'd be at anything besides a PlayStation thing. That's kind of what we're waiting to see eventually, if they ever do reveal Part 3 at some point in the near future. If it is going to be exclusive and for how long, if they even say that with the first reveal, I don't know. But in theory, because of the multi-platform shit, Square Enix could be at kind of any live stream. Especially if you factor in non-exclusive stuff like Kingdom Hearts 4, Dragon Quest 12, or something along those lines. It's probably going to be games that'll be on every platform more or less. And as of right now recording, there's not even anything for the event stage. We don't even know exactly who's going to be using the event stage for TGS, right? So there could be something pretty cool. PlayStation could have a live stream or whoever, whatever, right? So that remains to be seen. The main point of this discussion here is that I don't think it's worth writing off Tokyo Game Show entirely just because of Square Enix's booth lineup and their little tiny bit of a streaming lineup, right? Because obviously, if there's going to be Remake Part 3 here, or Kingdom Hearts 4, Dragon Quest 12, something along those lines, they're not going to announce it ahead of time. The first big reveal of one of those games is going to be a surprise at something. TGS, Game Awards, a State of Play or something. They're not going to announce that shit ahead of time. At least generally speaking, right, you want to have a surprise announcement because it's shock and awe and whatever. But at the same time, we did kind of, they did tell us they were going to talk about Rebirth at Summer Game Fest 2023, right? But we also did have an official kind of first look back in 2022, right? So you could argue the game was already revealed, so they could then announce it, right? It's not going into the 25th anniversary live stream for FF7 that they were oh, we're going to talk about Remake Part 2, right? That was a surprise. That was at the end of the live stream. They're oh, by the way, here's a teaser for Part 2, right? First look for Remake Part 3 is going to be a surprise somewhere, right? They're not going to announce that ahead of time. They could. It would garner hype and people would want to watch the event, but they're probably going to want a surprise announcement. We do also already have a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 and some screenshots, so you could maybe argue that they would announce it ahead of time if it was going to be an event, but probably not. That was years ago at this point. The game looks drastically different based on the screenshots, right? So more than likely, if they were going to show Kingdom Hearts 4 at an event, it'd be a surprise as well. They're not going to announce that ahead of time. And really the same thing with Dragon Quest 12, right? All we really have is a logo and a title. We've never actually seen the game, so more than likely, our first look at Dragon Quest 12 will be a surprise at some event. But if we're talking FF7 Remake Part 3 stuff, Tokyo Game Show is not the only event this month for potential, news or info or whatever. For one, tomorrow we have the fucking Ever Crisis live stream thing, right? Happening pretty early in the morning, I think 7 a.m. my time based on the time conversion shit. No confirmation of anything for the Remake project being a part of that live stream, but it's possible. It's an FF7 themed live stream. Obviously, Ever Crisis is very important to the lore for the Remake project. Specifically, we had First Soldier shit with Glenn and stuff in Rebirth. Who knows how much of the First Soldier shit might be important to the third game, right? So they could easily have a teaser or something tomorrow. Who knows? And then, of course, we have the rumored State of Play, sometime towards the end of September, roughly. Sometime kind of around Tokyo Game Show, potentially. Square Enix and Final Fantasy VII Remake, and really the Final Fantasy franchise itself, has been a part of many a State of Play over the years, right? So if there's one happening this month, and more than likely there is, because there's been a PlayStation event in September every single year since 2019, right? So more than likely there will be one this month. You could have Part 3 there as well. And if for some reason September is a bust, we still have the Game Awards at the end of the year. That would suck if that's the case. We've got to wait till fucking December to potentially get something for Part 3. But that's still, like, on the horizon. It's, like, in the distance. It's a safety net, potentially, like, if we don't get anything, right? I will say, if we get out of September without any sort of major announcement from Square Enix, I will be pretty upset. And it doesn't even have to be Remake Part 3, even though that is what we're hoping for. Like, come on. It's been a long time, dude. I know we got screenshots not too long ago for Kingdom Hearts 4, but, like, screenshots are only so cool, man. I needed some gameplay. Like, you had a badass fucking reveal trailer a long time ago for Kingdom Hearts 4. How is there not some more fucking gameplay, dude? How do we not have another fucking trailer? That wasn't even like a reveal teaser trailer. That was a big-ass, like, 3 to 4 minute trailer that had actual goddamn gameplay, an extensive, like, boss fight, right? Like, what are we doing? How have we not seen that game in action again? The same thing with Dragon Quest XII, right? Like, Dragon Quest XI came out in 2017. Fucking 8 years ago, dude. And I'm not sure exactly how long, Dragon Quest XII itself has been in, like, some sort of, like, development, conceptual stage, all that other shit. Whatever. I don't keep up with it that much. But still, like, in some way or another, that game's been in development for, like, years at this point. How do we only have a fucking logo and a title? Have we not seen that? Give me a fucking screenshot at this point, like you did for Kingdom Hearts 4. Give us some screenshots. Show me something. And we got to throw it out there, of course, the 9 remake. Maybe it was canceled, maybe it wasn't. Who knows exactly. But we're trying to keep the copium and the hopium alive for 2025. Once we get out of this year, if there's no 9 remake, I'm fucking done with it at that point. Unless, like, something actually does happen with it. But, like, maybe that's something that could be announced in the next coming months, or maybe this month, potentially Tokyo Game Show, State of Play, something, who knows exactly. I don't know at this point, because I don't know what the fuck Square Enix is doing. I'm just talking about the same shit all the time. It feels like a Groundhog Day or something. Like I'm trapped in this fucking simulation, just doing this shit over and over. Hopefully this gaming event, we'll see this list of games, and it keeps not happening, dude. It's suffering. I'm in hell. I know there was a restructuring a while ago, and they canceled a lot of games that were in development or whatever. But for the most part, we're not talking about those games, unless 9 Remake was canceled. We're talking about the big releases, right? The Kingdom Hearts 4, Dragon Quest XII, 7 Remake, Part 3, like, the stuff that we know for sure is coming at some point. Like, why are we not seeing those games? You canceled a bunch of other bullshit that you can't show off now. Show me the ones that I'm interested in. Yeah, my dudes, that's pretty much the video. Square Enix's Tokyo Game Show lineup, yeah, it's a little underwhelming, but it's to be expected. Like, why would they have any sort of major thing at one of their booths? Obviously, it's just going to be the shit that we're currently aware of. In terms of, like, their live streaming schedule that we have, obviously that's also underwhelming, but again, they're not going to have, like, a live stream for, like, Remake Part 3, right? Before it's actually officially revealed, right? So, like, that doesn't really matter. So, like, I don't think this matters at all. Like, we just need to pay attention to what the actual live streams are, the event stage, things like that, and see what actually happens. You guys already know the drill. Tomorrow, Ever Crisis live stream, early in the morning. If something happens, we'll be here. We'll make a video as early as I possibly can based on whatever there might be worth talking about. The video, my dude. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, dashingdavidbusiness. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Low Gain or leave it like Cobain.